If you've seen the movie Limitless, it represents the archetypal example of what a nootropic is. A nootropic is any supplement that improves brain function. In Limitless, Eddie Moore takes NZT48. He goes from a bum writer to becoming a financial genius and world conqueror in a matter of days. Now, actually, the idea of taking supplements for brain function has existed for a long time. There is evidence of nootropics dating back as far as 10,000 years ago. But today, over-the-counter nootropic supplements are becoming a pretty big industry. Alpha Brain is a pretty well-known nootropic, supposedly. Joe Rogan takes it before every one of his podcast episodes. Ex-Navy SEAL Commander Jocko Willink recently launched his own nootropic called Jocko Discipline. Even Derek from More Plates, More Dates, which is a channel I freaking love, by the way, has his own nootropic in various flavors called Gorilla Mind. Now, I feel decently productive on most days, but when it comes to deep, focused work, I'm probably only pulling maybe 3 hours, maybe 4 hours on a given day. I don't necessarily have any prior belief in nootropics or even that much interest, but if I can increase my daily focus on deep work from like 3 hours to 4 hours, 5 hours, over the course of the next year, that would dramatically change my results. I would make far more progress. I'm in the early stages of writing my first screenplay, and I'm also on a journey to get my deadlift up to 4 plates. So I'm gonna try out a bunch of nootropics this week. Let's see what happens. All right, kicking off this challenge with a little bit of Alpha Brain, the one Joe Rogan uses. You know, back in the day, people said I look like a young Joe Rogan. Alpha Brain, memory and focus, daily cognitive support. Serving size is 2 capsules. Cheers.
Feel it?
Well, nothing's happened. I feel like it takes a little time to kick in, you know, it's like...
Some of them kick in pretty fast, I feel like your caffeine pills.
No, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's supposed to be a subtle effect. I don't feel maybe it's not supposed to work, or maybe it's just
like one of those slow releases.
Yeah.
जोर का झटका है जोरों से लगा हाँ लगा शादी बन गई उम्र कैद.
Have you seen the movie Limitless?
No, I haven't.
See, in this movie, he takes a pill and he becomes a genius. But part of what he does to himself is just like look better. He gets more haircuts, he wears dresses better.
Okay.
And I figured, you know, the better I look, the better I feel. So I gotta start coming in.
Do you feel anything yet?
Maybe a little extra chatty today, it would appear.
लाखों दुखों की होती है ये वजह हाँ वजह जोर का झटका है जोरों से लगा हाँ लगा.
So it's actually been more than a week of trying out these nootropics, but I want to talk a little bit about why I even tried experimenting with nootropics in the first place. I have recently started up a coaching business that is tangential to this channel, and so I've been giving one-on-one advice on how other people can grow their channels. And something that occurred to me in the midst of all of this is that specificity as an artist is really valuable. Everyone talks about scaling in a business. Anything that's teachable, you should give it to someone else. When I've had business coaches in the past, this is what they've said to me. It's like the #1 key of productivity is that as soon as you can delegate work that isn't what you should be focused on, you should do so. But I find that this productivity tip isn't always very applicable if you're a creative, because as a creative, the more personalized and specific that I get with a YouTube video, the more special it is. If you look at someone like Denis Villeneuve, who is a Hollywood director that I absolutely adore, he does not delegate the creative process. He has other people collaborate and they're involved with him, but he keeps a very deep sense of ownership in his work. A lot of big franchise movies by comparison that are written by a team of writers, even if they're semi-decent, there's something very bland and generic about them. And I don't think that's what sells. I don't think that's what makes you a strong creative. For instance, I didn't love Dune, even though it was my most anticipated movie of 2021, but that movie has a sense of specificity and uniqueness that is undeniable. It far exceeds something like the Star Wars sequels that might be comparable to it in some ways. They're both sci-fi epics. Star Wars is a franchise on paper that has many similarities to Dune, but Dune started with this. Which, by the way, is like my new alarm / mantra for the next coming months. You know, Sardaukar mode is strong. It is so weird and amazing. It's a way of telling the audience, shut up because we're about to take you somewhere. So sit down and watch. It's the result of a very specific vision. And that's the direction that I want my focus and energy to go. Into the unique and focused and maybe even weird. I'm a little sleep deprived today. You know, it was kind of a late night. Don't judge. Anyway, this isn't a nootropic, but I'm trying some of Derek's pre-workout Gorilla Mode. I'm hoping this pre-workout can get me through, so let's give it a go. Sort of a white, creamy, thick, viscous fluid. For years I've been advocating keeping this sort of thing inside your body, but it tastes good. I don't know why I'm making such dramatic faces. I think it's just because it's hitting me.
It's too good.
I'm going for 197.5 today. It's the first time I'm trying a 1 rep max, which is why I have the quarter-pound plates. I've taken some Gorilla Mode, so hopefully that will get me through.
With this pride, the actors here have not got a clue.
Up, come on.
I think, let me try it again.
Yeah.
With this pride, the actors here have not got a clue.
Filming me! Yeah! Leave me alone! I'm gonna fucking kill myself!
Today's supplement is Qualia. I'm actually going to a cat cafe today. I've been thinking about getting a cat. I think this could be something that might be good for me, would make me a more well-rounded man. Maybe I finally listen to my parents, make a couple babies, and this cat is like my test of what offspring would feel like.
Feel anything?
Honestly, no. The only thing I felt really hit like a mofo has been Alpha Brain.
Shout out Joe Rogan.
Shout out to Joe Rogan. We're about to go say hi to some cats. Today, I will be taking some Nero Fuel. Let me see how is something gonna happen.
My first thought, torture. But saner heads prevailed.
Good afternoon. I know it doesn't look a lot like an afternoon right now, but that's because there's a major snowstorm coming. I don't know if you knew this, but Minnesota gets very cold and very snowy. I'm sorry this is not a more exciting video. Most of the nootropics aren't doing shit! I actually slept like 9 hours last night, and I think that's done way more for my level of focus than just some supplements. So, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't be putting so much stock into supplements and these quick fixes. Maybe we should actually focus on the basics and dialing in on the basics, you know? Final update coming soon, but now we're gonna cut to the sponsor. This video is sponsored by Klima. This is perhaps one of the more important brands I'm partnering with because they address climate change. Climate change is the biggest challenge of our generation. Its consequences will affect all of us more than we often dare to admit. And that's where Klima comes in. Klima is an app that you get on your phone that calculates your annual carbon footprint and then allows you to pay a subscription to offset that carbon footprint by planting trees and other efforts. With an affordable monthly plan, you can plant trees, promote green energy projects, and improve lives around the globe, all while learning about climate healthy living and inspiring others to get involved. With Klima, it's easy to go carbon neutral, to calculate your carbon footprint in 3 minutes, fund climate projects that capture or reduce the same emissions elsewhere, learn how to reduce your footprint further through one lifestyle change at a time, and then you can also easily invite your friends to join Klima and track how your climate impact multiplies. I found that my annual CO2 emission footprint is 26.72 tons. Having downloaded the app, you can see what your carbon footprint is, and then once you get on their subscription, see the number of trees that have been planted in your name to offset your specific emission count. The monthly subscription is relative to your personal CO2 emission. The first 100 people who subscribe to Klima will get 10 extra trees planted in their name. Just click the link and enter my code Captain Sinbad. Let's make our planet a greener place. Well, it's the end of the challenge. Compared to the other lifestyle challenges I've done, this one went without a hitch. It was super easy, but also I felt minimal benefits. I still got a lot done and we started some exciting new projects, but at the end of the day, I really wouldn't recommend nootropics. These elites with their nootropics and pills and all these quick fixes that we look for, none of that matters. You know what matters? Intent. sleeping enough, eating well, working out, meditating, all of these things that are free, that are in your control, all it requires is intention and desire and focus. It's all there for the taking if you do the stuff that's important, that's free. The kind of stuff that I've been talking about on my channel for several years, started looking for shortcuts around it. There's no shortcut that we need. We can just go to the source, power up, and get after it. And for those of us who do so, greatness is absolutely coming.